presentation on career in medical and health sciences. Uh, Alhamdulillah, quite a lot of kind words from the MFIRD platform and from Saif Bhai, especially who's been pursuing this cause of MFIRD with a lot of Zoom programs to highlight to the next generation as to what are the opportunities available. We are living in a generation where information is not at all a paucity. There is, in fact, abundance and too much of information. But still, if there is no, there's no initiative from the people who have the hunger. There's a saying. They say the baby who cries gets milk. So if you don't take the initiative, whatever information is available is of no use because you will not be able to utilize those opportunities. And with a extremely fast progressive world, especially with the health tech sector or the med tech sector coming in, there is going to be a lot of disruption which is already happening, which we are already seeing a lot of remote jobs and so on. So it's high time we keep ourselves well updated, well aware of things. So to start off with, of course, no career in medical can nobody will like it if medicine, in the sense MBBS itself, is ignored. So we will start off with looking at MBBS as a career, of course, and then we'll go on to the other subjects like BDS and the Ayush, and then the paramedical, and what else is in store for us as we progress in this talk. So basically, we need a goal. Why do we need a goal? Because we need a goal to have a starting point and a destination to reach. Nobody starts off any game, nobody starts off any journey without a goal. So, even a small kid knows that he needs to set up a goal post before he starts playing a football match. Without that, it becomes irrelevant. So we need to learn to have the process of writing goals, which help us to clarify what we desire to do, understand the importance of pursuing them, and commit ourselves to making them happen. So you may dream of 100 things, but any dream is useless unless you pursue it. And one easy way our elders have taught us is to write down what you want to do and keep reading it repeatedly, because you lose focus, you lose motivation. And in this era of social media, it's very easy to get distracted. We see that so many brilliant students for so many causes, though they may have done brilliantly in their 10th stand, do pathetically in their 12th stand, and sometimes they do extremely well in 12th stand, but as they get into college, they get distracted. So you need to be committed. It's a long race, but then it's the life. Your career is at stake. So definitely, this helps us to identify. And in general, most of the scriptures, they want to please the Almighty. Whatever is the cause, but finally we want to have a spiritual connect with the Almighty, and that's the ultimate pleasure across, to please the Almighty and to serve mankind. The people who bring about change in the society are the ones who are revered and remembered long after they are gone. So our goal should have um, an end point. And our messenger, peace be upon him, has said that see what is the rewards which are given to a person who goes to see another sick person. So basically, every scripture, every religion has a lot of motivational quotes and motivational directions for people to follow. So our messenger, Prophet Muhammad Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, has said that when you visit a sick brother, he walks along a path of paradise until he sits, and he is cloaked in mercy. And if he comes in the morning, 70,000 angels pray for him, and if he comes in the evening, 70,000 angels pray for him. So we have huge crisis at hand. So basically, the previous slide I was just telling you how we get motivated from our scriptures as to what we get as a reward just for visiting a sick person. So imagine what is the reward when we get involved in his treatment. What is the reward or when you get involved in the treatment and become the source of his comfort and become the source of his well-being. So that is going to be another level of rewards which we are going to be getting. So this is a challenge which our country has faced, and no, one-stop solution is available for this. A growing population, a young population on one hand, and a very old, and a old population on another hand. I think across the globe, the diverse sort of population picture is unique to a few of the big countries with a big population. So our challenges are also unique, and the WHO requirement is fulfilled in hardly few states. Of course, over the past 25, 30 years, things are improving, and but still there's a huge lacunae, especially in the north, and we need to be a part of the solutions, not part of the problem. So that is where the motivation comes for our career in medicine and health sciences. So, like I told you, to give you a brief overview, medicine in the form of MBBS, dentistry, Ayush, allied health sciences, pharmacy, nursing. These are the core subjects which come under health sciences. Of course, there are a lot of parallel or lateral branches like biomedical sciences and the sense of biomedical engineering and so on, but I will not be concentrating on that today. So, like everybody knows, the dreaded NEET examination is the only examination which you need to take when you want to apply for your medical admission. Uh, Previously, there were multiple examinations, but of late it is a single examination, and it's a quite a competitive examination. Around 18 to 20 lakh students write the examination to compete for about 1 lakh plus seats. And Like I told you, the examination is extremely competitive with very high cutoff marks of late. And there is a reservation category, there is a SC/ST category, there's OBC category, and there's a economically weaker sections category. So there will be some reservations in these seats, available seats, and the NEET gives the result, and then the counseling is conducted in the form of medical counseling committee, which allots the 15% of government medical seats, and the state government, which allots 85% of the government medical seats. And in the particular state, if there are any deemed universities, or of course the central universities and the ESI quota, they all come under the medical counseling committee. Whereas in the state university, the state quota, you have the private medical colleges, 100% goes to that state, and along with that, 85% of the state government seats in the medical colleges, in the government medical colleges. So this data is a few years back. Inshallah, I will update this soon. There are now about 800 medical colleges with about 1 lakh 10,000 medical seats, and this government medical seats also have gone up drastically, as most of the districts are targeting to have one medical college. So seats are there, but of course the proportion of the people who are taking the examination is huge. In the sense, there's a huge discrepancy, there's a huge mismatch, whatever you call it. So each student who writes the exam competes with about another 10 to 15 students for one seat, and the fees is different for different categories, and the private seats, of course, uh, uh, go from about 8 to 10 lakhs uh, to about the management seats going up to 25, 30 lakhs per year in the deemed universities. Government fees varies, and every year there has been small tweaks, and it costs about uh, you know close to a lakh in most of the government medical colleges these days. So there's a reasonable fee structure. Uh, it extends from say 5 to 7 lakhs in a government college to about a crore and a half in a deemed university, and even up to 2 crores in some universities. So there is a bond in some colleges. There you have to pay a penalty of 10 lakhs, and this some of them they say that they help in the post graduation entrance examination, but there's no clarity on that. And more states are getting the bond signed from doctors now, and there's no uniform policy as such in the system. So it can vary from no bond to a bond of even up to 3 years. Then the management seats. The management seats is a small percentage. It's about a quota of about 5% to 10 or 15%. Like I told you, the high cost seats are all the management quota seats, and they are also uh, now given in the form of the counseling itself. There's a very small percentage of NRI seats which are given directly to the uh, students who have to apply through a particular committee. So now coming to specifically about Karnataka, we have about 70 medical colleges which take the admission based on the NEET score. And there is, of course, management quota, NRI quota, OCI, PIO quota, etc., etc. 15% of the seats of these seats of the total seats are reserved for these NRI, OCI, PIO quota students, and 5% of the total seats under management quota in private medical colleges. And you need to apply for the admission in Karnataka through Karnataka Examinations Authority, UGA Medical Counseling, and pay the admission fees. Then coming to the uh, not so lucky ones, possibly who want to still pursue a dream in medical MBBS, there is opportunity for them to go to foreign universities. This I am not especially in favor of it. Of course, definitely, ढूंढने वाले को दुनिया भी नहीं देते थे is what is the dictum. And for education, our Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam has said that you can even travel to China for education. There is no shortage of these universities, but the challenge is that it's a totally different world at 18 years or 19 years when you go to these places. The maturity level which you have, do you have it in you to sustain the new environment, new climate, new food, everything, and staying alone from away from home. Of course, if you are determined, then the biggest challenge is that you have to identify the correct universities, because there's a lot of problem in getting into the right universities. And then they have very good infrastructure. There are some English-speaking countries, and of course, the standard of life is quite good. But the biggest challenge is this foreign medical graduate examination. Unless and until you pass this examination, your degree is not recognized. Your degree is of no value in India and in most of the countries abroad, because they don't recognize it. So what happens is that you have to ensure that you get a good score in this examination. It's almost like writing the NEET once again. But like I told you, if you have a goal, if you have a plan, if you study for 5.5 years properly, and this is the information era, there is no shortage of lectures on YouTube. There's no shortage of videos on YouTube, which you can access and reach out to the best of the best teachers, best of the best material. And if you prepare your subjects well, if you prepare your topics well with a good plan and with a good goal of cracking this examination, I don't think so. It should be difficult. There's a wide range of countries where you can go. You can from Russia to Germany, Italy, wherever you name it, you can go. In fact, there's one very prominent country missing in this is Bangladesh. There's a lot of students who go there. It's reasonably cheap to do MBBS. Uh, Fortunately, to some extent, and unfortunately, to a large extent, in India, there's a huge craze for MBBS because it's associated with a sort of, in the society, it's associated with possibly little more respect, which I personally feel is an absolute wrong thing because we are as good as anyone in the society and we don't deserve any extra respect. Everybody does their job, and this mindset has to change. Then we will have more number of people joining streams rather than for these things, rather than for the real passion of the subject. So glamour and respect and all this is to be completely disassociated with our profession. When you go and look into the West, they were talking about a place in, I mean, the how the Scandinavian countries have grown. What is their thought process of progress? They were saying that it's the thought process is such that even when the CEO of IKEA. He is traveling in the metro, in the public transport, and even the mason or the lowest level in the rungs of the employment chart or employment system travels in the same public transport. That is the community or that is the society which is achieved true progress. And there's dignity of labor. There is no this madness associated with particular profession, and everybody does it because of their passion rather than the societal pressure and all those benefits. So basically we should start thinking beyond MBBS, and of course there's a career options after MBBS. There's post graduation, there's clinical practice, there's research, hospital management, and so on and so forth. But coming to the long course of action it takes for you to completely finish your post graduation and join, it takes about 12 to 13 years minimum for you to do a super specialty, because now broad specialties are too saturated. Everybody wants to do super specialty. It's a long career. So, what is my focus of today is beyond MBBS, what else can you do? Starting off with Bachelor of Dental Sciences. Uh, I would just like to take a 1 minute break to just see. I got a call from the hospital. Uh, I uh, I just want to reply to. Okay, so we'll get back to our talk. So, Bachelor of Dental Sciences. Said bhai, how long do I have basically?
About an hour, Doctor. It depends on
Okay,
your content. You can take up
okay,
to an
fine.
hour or more is also okay. No problem.
Okay, fine. So,
12,
Bachelor of
12:30.
Dental.
Fine.
So Bachelor of Dental Sciences, it's also a need-based examination. Of course, because there was a small, drop in requirement of dentists, the number of colleges have remained more or less the same. About 300 plus colleges offering the 4 years plus 1 year internship course, and there's huge lot of opportunity in BDS also after your graduation. And this is something like there's been a renaissance sort of thing in BDS with your social media coming in with Instagram and Facebook and so on, where everybody wants to look picture perfect and everybody wants to have the perfect smile. So there's a huge amount of demand for earlier tooth problems would be confined to possibly a very bad toothache, which would pull the patients to the doctors. But now it's not the patients who go to the doctors, because technically they are not patients, but they may go for cosmetic purposes. So they're going there for another aspect of aesthetic appeal and so on. So suddenly there's a lot of scope for these putting a perfect smile on a person's face. So the dentists are the ones who have got the skill to do this. And this I would now even suggest, because there's a huge amount of demand for this, especially in the west, for people to finish their dental and go and join. And of course, like I told you before, the options were limited to just pulling out the tooth which was troubling. But now everybody wants to stay with, there is root canal treatment, there's implantology, and so on. So a lot of people benefit with more advanced treatment coming in. And of course, the quality of life is and the GDP, of course, in India has also gone up, and a lot of people are affordable for this treatment. So you should explore this as a good backup option. And then the Ayush, the Ayurveda, Yoga, Unani, Siddha, and Homeopathy, these are also offered as bachelor's course, and there's about equal amount of seats in the country. They also have their admissions through NEET, and there are about 900 plus colleges. And there's a committee which does the admissions for Ayush. Basically, a small percentage of seats are given to the central government, and the rest of it comes to the state government, and the counseling is done through the respective state, medical councils. So, like here, we have the Karnataka examination authorities. NEET score is taken into consideration. Again, 15% of the seats are through the All India quota, and rest of it is through the KEA in Karnataka through the CET website. See, this is definite, uh, what do you say, a career option. And I would sincerely request for students and parents, whoever is listening, to be realistic about their awards achievements, their awards aspirations. Don't push them to the limit. Don't tire them out already at a young age. Basically at 18, 19, there are hormonal changes which the children go through, and it's a very tender age where they need to be instilled confidence and not been always looked down upon. See, any career is what you make out of it. There are so many famous social workers who did just simple thing like planting trees, feeding the homeless, and where they've achieved, they have gone on to achieve things like Mother Teresa. She has gone on to achieve a Nobel Prize. So there is no career which is of no value. It is what you do with it. You what how well you do things. So there's no point pushing a student to a something like a long term and so on and so forth, invest so much money and then keep blaming that you are useless. That was not his capacity, bhai. The cracking the entrance was not his capacity. If he had time, maybe they would have done well. Believe me, the amount of, I don't equate success to money, especially when it comes to healthcare. It is tumhari mukhaddar or whatever is there in your destiny, you achieve it. So, but still, I know for a fact that there are so many people who have done Ayush who are much more confident, who are earning maybe 10 times what I earn. So, though I am at the top echelons of the careers in medical field, but then for some reason the money because it's a government setup where I work, it's not associated with money. There's so many other things which it brings. So but still I'm telling you that if it is money, it is in the practice with the public. You see hundreds of patients, more number of patients you see, the more number of money you get. And the primary care physicians are the ones, see, if you take So if you see, can you please mute? Yeah, somebody's mic is on. Saif, can you ask him to mute, please? Okay, let's ignore it. So healthcare is an interplay of different teams. Now going to be talking to you about the various other options available. So my suggestion would be to explore what are the other options. And like I told you, Ayush is a very good example where there's a lot of scope where you can earn a decent living as well as do a lot of service. So individually we are a drop in the ocean, and together, yeah, individually we are just a drop, and together we can be an ocean. So paramedical courses open up a lot of avenues for you. They require skilled workforce, which makes them more employable. And these are recession-proof departments. Like whatever happens, there will be always a shortage of certain departments like nursing and so on. So you have to make an we can upgrade our skills, and these are not difficult skills to hone. Of course, it's not easy to do the service which they do, but then once you get into it, you get used to it, and then the world opens up. And we should ensure that we have a safe environment for them to learn and progress in life. So qualification for paramedical courses is that you do PUC, and after that there's a 2 year course, and SSLC it's a 3 year course. Then these are the basic diploma courses. DMLT, that's the medical lab technology, X-ray technology or imaging technology, operation theater technology, and diploma in dialysis technology and ophthalmic technology. These are the basic courses. There are a lot of other courses which have started to be added on, and there is no dirt of it. In fact, there could be a only session on paramedical courses which we can hold. See, for example, there is, there's physiotherapy, there's occupational therapy, speech therapy, and optometry, and whatnot, medical microbiology, nutrition, public health, orthotics. There's huge amount of scope for so many of these courses. To start off with the basic courses, like I told you, medical lab technology. These are the people who check our blood when they are given for testing, and they are evaluated under the guidance of a doctor. And there's a lot of technology which has come into play, and there's so many tests which are specific for particular diseases. And you start off with a diploma or a BSc, and then go on to do MSc, and there's a PhD also in medical lab technology. So if your focus is just to get the name in front of you, that doctor, that name in front of you, that you can achieve by ending up in a PhD. I know so many lab technologists who have done PhD, who have excelled, and they have any field you we are talking about now has a research aspect to it. So there's a huge amount of scope always in research, because people want to get develop new technologies. I was reading something, or in fact, I was interacting with someone who's recently come up with some concept called as gut microbia. So they are identifying gut microbia to check out what sort of diseases are going to be, what sort of disease that person is going to be prone to. This is some thing which we have learnt as a lesson from COVID. They identified that COVID can be available. I mean, it infects even the gut. So, what are the diseases a person is prone to, and what lifestyle modifications can help them to change? So, these are all newer things which are opening up in the market, and we need to be aware of them. Then coming to imaging technology, Sevik, can you ask them to please mute? Somebody is sort of disturbing. I'm not sure whose mic it is. Please mute your microphones, please. So coming to imaging technology, this is also evergreen field. It's always in demand. There's always a increasing population which requires any call any ailment which is not sorting out needs some imaging. And there was a time there was only X-rays, and it was way back in 1960s. But now there is so much of progress in this, and with remote jobs coming in, there's going to be increase in number of uh, places where you can keep these devices. Sorry, there's a call from hospital. I had to take it. Uh, Coming to imaging technology, there's a lot of CT MRIs which have started to come, and it is all in the hands of the imaging technologist. I mean, in the sense, the it's a team game, and the paramedical staff are the ones who set up the CT, the MRI, and then they are involved in taking the images, and that is reported by the doctors. So, see the requirement. Like I told you, the world opens up with a lot of these paramedical courses because the population of most of the countries doesn't get into these courses, either because lack of initiatives from the system itself, or lack of opportunities. There's too many things which stops them, or there's a paucity of these trained technicians. So the your salaries are, starting salary is something which a doctor earns possibly in India. So you should look at these courses and see dialysis technicians with a population of ours which is so prone to diabetes and hypertension. Huge number of people are getting onto dialysis, and unfortunately, though our aim should be to prevent it, but then there's so many factors which cause them to get onto lose their kidneys, the kidney function. So dialysis technicians are in huge demand, and with always this infective focus available, in the sense dengue and all those diseases, there's a lot of demand even in the pediatric population for dialysis. We know a pediatric dialysis technician, which is a very very small number of people, who earns almost as good as a doctor in so many hospitals in India itself, in Bangalore, I mean. So you should be able to take this, and these are courses which which
Okay.
are not very difficult to crack. So please ensure that you are able to be aware of your passion and join these courses. And of course, cardiac care technology. This is a course which is very close to me, especially for the women folk, especially for the girls, because echo, ECG, these are things which are done in abundance. In Jayadeva, we do about 1,000 plus echoes a day. So imagine how many technicians are required. We have I mean, a battalion almost of technicians doing these tests. And again, I told you, with the changing technology, changing revolution which is coming in the medical sector, there are thousands and thousands of remote jobs which are available for doctors, and to a large extent even for technicians. So the ECGs are done world across and reported in India, across India. Before, the head office was in Bangalore, but after COVID, because they got into remote jobs, now the doctors are spread across the globe, and the ECGs come across the globe. There are about 10,000 plus ECGs which are reported from a company in Bangalore with about 70-75 doctors. You can go and check Trigov on the internet. And there's one more recent company which you started working with, Dr. Minds Solutions, or Dr. Minds True Signal. They are monitoring the heart rhythm of patients across 58 countries with a group of doctors and technicians sitting across India with their head office in Whitefield. So, my dear students and parents, the world is changing. Don't look at it with a tunnel vision. look at it with a broader vision. And I always keep telling, it's our students are passionate to do a lot of stuff with your what do you video games. If you're so passionate, come learn how to become a cath lab technician, and real time may you play video games. This is almost similar to doing video games. The call which I was receiving was, we had shifted one patient to remove some fluid around the heart from the cath lab. They were not able to drain it. Our PG, who's a postgraduate student, he had called to tell me, now because they were not able to do it, we have to open the chest and remove that fluid. The second call which I got was from my senior to possibly go around 12:30 to drain that. So I'm telling you, life is more exciting than just video games if you really want to take it up. So these are things which you should be exploring. Then coming to one more evergreen field is the pharmacy, D Pharma, M Pharma, and PharmD, you name it, and there are courses available for you. And this is a huge potential for research. And I am telling you, these are all sessions which we can take individually for an hour at least, and not, if not more. See, for example, our concept of pharmacy is only confined to the local pharmacy, where you go and tell him, I have cough, cold, and he gives you something, or he dispenses medicines which the doctor has written. But no, my dear brothers, it is not, and sisters, it's not that just it's confined to a near your house pharmacy. It is beyond that. And believe me, there is so much of growth in this, and there's so much of focus. There's a colleague of mine whose brother in the US, he sits just looking at the patents for pharmaceutical companies. And like I told you, there's in the West, there's dignity of labor, and everybody gets paid handsomely well. It's not only particular fields which are very high paying. So your the concept of your life itself changes when there is economic stability. So these courses are to be explored seriously. So, Bachelor of Pharmacy and Diploma in Pharmacy, all these are all post 12th. Some courses like Diploma can be after, and Diploma is also after 12th. And you need to have physics, chemistry, biology as your background. Then this is something which is not very sought out after, especially in our community, and especially in Karnataka. Our students don't take this up seriously, whereas the demand for this course, for the see the return of investment, there's something called as ROI in the financial market. I feel the return of investment is the highest for nursing. You finish the course within 1 lakh. In some places, it can be less than that. And if you train properly, if you train well to become a specialist in certain like there is cardiac nurse, the ones who take care of patients in ICU. If you have finished this course, I can help you to get a job in the best places, if not in India, outside of India, where your starting salary will be 2.5 3 lakh rupees. What you have spent for the entire course, you will be able to regain in a month's salary. And even in India, you will be able to regain in 1 or 2 months salary if you have trained well. Whereas same thing for MBBS, the lakhs of rupees you spend, you may take a lifetime to recover. I'm sorry, though I have put my phone on silent, the Wi-Fi allows them to contact via WhatsApp. So, see, BSc, there's post BSc, you become a staff nurse, nursing service administrator, industrial nurse, and whatnot, community health nurse, nursing superintendent. The way forward for students who really want to do something great is nursing. Like I told you, job prospects are worldwide. You don't have to worry, and the world opens up to you. There's always a shortage of nurses world over. So please take this career seriously. In fact, I would request Saifullah Bhai to have one more session where we concentrate only on paramedical courses, because this is something which we need to reinforce into our students again and again. And coming to one more very important branch is physiotherapy, where you treat the patients post surgery, and especially, and there is occupational therapy, there's speech therapy. All these are all for special children. So it's a 4 years course with a 6 months internship, and you can do this after your 12th. And there's a minimum percentage which you need to take in PCB, and you don't have to go for NEET or CET for this. And this is all merit-based admissions, which happen through KEA. Fees ranges again from 10,000 to 4 lakhs in a private colleges per year. See, these are all seats which the amount you spend in the course itself, you recover within a month or two when you start working. There's so much of demand. Physiotherapy, especially, the people don't want to get operated so easily. So they prefer to get physiotherapy done and get themselves treated. So see the average salaries, and you can do masters and get into teaching. There are so many colleges which have demand. So our students, especially girls who want a 9 to 4 job, then nothing like it. You can become a teacher in physiotherapy college and practice your profession as a teacher. And then there are pure science courses which are allied with the STEM field. And there's Bachelor of Food Science. There you get employed as a dietitian, and medical physicist, which complements cancer specialists. So these are all courses which take you into pure sciences. So there's microbiology, graduation in microbiology, food science, the forensic analytical science, chemistry, marine science, geology, biomedical sciences, medical physics. So these are all pure science courses, and there are huge number of colleges all over India. And Government of India has very famous colleges doing imparting these courses, like Indian Institute of Science. Then there's National Institute of Science Education and Research. There's the IITs offering these courses. Of course, like I told you, we need to have a more in-depth discussion on these courses, because not many people are aware of it. Then, just to touch the health of our fellow, inhabitants on this earth, on this planet, the animals, and the Bachelor of Veterinary Sciences deals with this course. So this is also in huge demand now. There are moms and cat mom and pup dads, and they take care of their animals like their own children. Recently we saw that there was a fundraiser for a cat, for her treatment. They wanted to fundraise 35,000 for her treatment. They were so attached to it that they wanted to even literally beg for her treatment on social media. So this is the level of change which has come in the society. So this is somewhere where you can invest your energy into, and you can do Bachelor of Veterinary Sciences. It's a 5.5 year graduate program, and admission again is through NEET for all India course seats, and about 15 percent of those seats, and rest of it is through KEA. Not many private colleges in this sector, and in Government of Karnataka offers about 500 seats in 6 government colleges. Again, I told you the fees is so almost frugal. Possibly 1 year of the NEET coaching fees is more than the admission. I mean, the course fees for this courses. So please, I'm sorry, the word is pet parents. So it's not. Of course, cat mom and is also a known entity, but pet parents, they are very passionate about their animals, and they want to take care of them like family. So this has huge demand. Lot of things influence what decisions you take. People whom you spend time with, places where you spend time with, and parents, huge. role in formulating the children's thought process. So there are a lot of scholarships available where you can have support when you're studying, even if you're from challenged financial situations. And there are friends like ours, like Amin Bhai, who runs Sigma Foundation, who does a lot of things for the students, especially. So there's something called a Sigmapedia where you can log in and identify what scholarships you can avail. Reservation, like I told you in the beginning, is there's one more quota which is called the economically weaker section for government colleges. Whichever thought process you come from, you have to be attached to your Lord, to your Almighty, and be connected with them and ask for knowledge which is beneficial, and we should have the right intentions. The reward of all deeds depends upon the intentions, and every person will get the reward according to what he has intended. Especially in health science, service should be your motto, and money will always come. Money will come running behind you. Don't run behind money. And we have a huge responsibility in the society. And please stay away from social media. It brainwashes you and it distracts. अच्छे अच्छे के भेजे पक गए हैं social media की वजह से. Stay away from it. Focus on your goal and don't become incompetent princess on when you keep asking क्या कर रहा है भाई तुम्हारा बच्चा, उन्हें PUBG po उन्हें soldier बन गए. What sense does it make? You should be on the ground representing your family, your community, your society, and doing some human service rather than wasting time on these uh, video games. So knowledge is the light, and the light of Allah does not bestowed upon a sinner. So the test from all sorts of sins, major and minor. Stay away from falsehood and all of that. Inshallah, your path will be much smoother. So thinking is influenced by parents and upbringing, people whom we spend our time with, and places where we spend our time with, and media distractions. Like I told you, there are a lot of factors which come into play, but keep yourself updated and don't be the selfie generation. Zindagi ke chhe nishan, roti, kapda, makan, biwi, bacche, dukan. So come to become a selfless generation. Success has nothing to do with what you gain in life or accomplish for yourself. It's what you do for others. This is what Danny Thomas has quoted. And trust your unknown future to your known creator. Trust the Almighty that He will take you to the best of places. Your intentions makes the difference, and sky is the limit. There's like so much to do. तू शाही है परवाज है काम तेरा तेरे सामने आसमां और भी हैं जज़ाकल्लाह. I come to end with my presentation. If there are any queries, the forum is open. जी सर भाई, over to you. If there are any queries, I'll be more than happy to take them. Somebody has raised their hand. Uh, I'm so glad Dr. Tanvir Saab is with us. He's been a constant source of of inspiration for me to try to send these small messages through this Zoom forum to our younger generation. He's a senior cardiac surgeon based out of UK, and he has a huge amount of experience in seeing the whole spectrum from senior positions in cardiac surgery to junior nurses, and how the whole spectrum is sort of open in front of him. Alhamdulillah. Dr. Saab, if any more inputs from your side, especially with the West and how it's opened up opportunities for our youngsters.
Jazakallah, Sadiq, I'm sorry I was a late entrant because I was not able to get the passcode to enter the meeting. Alhamdulillah, it's something that I've been, as you yourself are aware, been trying to put together for a long time. But when I saw this topic yesterday, I jumped at it. Just wanted to get involved in whatever little angli kaat ko shahidon mein shamil ho jati ka tena hamare bade vaisa. So you put in all the hard work and you're here guiding the youngsters. You, Amin Bhai, Alhamdulillah, Hamare Sare. Bade. Health, paramedical, and allied healthcare in whatever, with whatever name you want to call them, are sort of evergreen sciences, evergreen specialties. हमारे IT के 10 साल पहले थे, so लोग they become de-skilled, they had to find new jobs and everything. Alhamdulillah, I'm not belittling anything, but healthcare is here to stay as long as human beings are here. And throughout the world, as particularly on the Western Hemisphere, in the Western Hemisphere, as the people are aging, their workforce is limited. They need more and more people. Even in India, 2-3 years ago when I was here, I visited a geriatric home care. What I'm trying to say is healthcare is here to stay and the jobs will ever be increasing. And I have seen situations where myself, Dr. Sadiq himself are aware, a junior doctor was getting less paid than an echo technician or a dialysis technician. Right from day one, they get good pay, stable job. क्या भी दूसरे एग्जाम लेने का नहीं, पोस्ट ग्रेजुएशन की फिक्र नहीं, सुपर स्पेशलिटी की फिक्र नहीं, CMS की फिक्र नहीं, क्या भी नहीं. And they contribute hugely to the health care of these people. Dialysis, kidney patients, 90% care is looked after by dialysis technicians. It's just one example. Radiology ki side rande, all investigations are done by technicians down there. They know the machines better. In the cath lab mein, technicians do 90% of the job. So it's a huge potential. I'm quite passionate about getting our community youngsters into healthcare professionals. जैसे डॉक्टर सादिक बोले, रिलेटेड शेयर सितारों के आगे जहां और भी हैं, so medicine के आगे जहां और भी हैं, there are a lot of other specialties people should aim for to have more stable work-life balance. Jazakallah.
So,
Thank
Dr.
you,
Sadiq,
Dr.
sorry, somebody is pitching in.
Ji, I was just thanking Dr. Tanvir sir. Yeah, Saib bhai, you can take over.
Okay. So, Saib, before you take over, this is Sarfraz Ali Khan. I joined in late, very late. Apologies for that. I just heard the last bit part that, that आप लोग जो है एक, you are arranging facilities for people, those who have completed nursing, outside India. So, how do I get in touch with you guys? Because I joined through a Zoom ID. And can I get a number for you guys so that I can, get in touch with you directly and have a word, how to place people?
You can, this is my email address. You can drop in the email. 1 second, I don't think so you can see the screen. So I'll just share the screen. So just see or I'll just put the email address in the chat box. Yeah, this is the email address, and you can log in. You can drop in a mail, send your CV. Inshallah, we'll see what best we can do with our network. Inshallah.
Sure, Jazakallah, Sadiq bhai.
Do we have any more questions from the audience? You can unmute yourself and ask any question. Yeah, PharmD is a 6 years course which is recently started, maybe about 5 to 10 years back, where they expose you to a lot of in-depth into pharmacy. And yes, some of them have got into clinical pharmacology. So in some college hospitals, because of regulations from NABH and JCI, it's mandatory for them to have a person who's overlooking the drugs which are dispensed by the healthcare workers, for example, nurses. So they become a bridge between the doctors and the nurses in the settings of hospitals. And like I told you, it's always a field where new diseases come and the requirement of new drugs. So there's huge research always happening. The last antibiotic which has been developed is maybe way back, like maybe quite a few years back. So imagine how much the diseases are. There's multi-drug resistant bacteria now. So there is always research uh, in these things happening. There's new drugs coming in diabetes and so on. So it opens up a lot of avenues for you. Uh, and it's like I told you, beyond just the neighborhood chemist shop. Pharmacology and pharmacy goes beyond that. So PharmD is a course which is available in a lot of pharmacology colleges. Pharmacy College of Pharmacy is where you can pursue this course.
And even internationally, Dr. Sadiq, pharmacists have become extremely important and powerful. We as clinicians are focusing on clinical aspects and prescribing, but the number of medicines has increased so much that keeping track of the interactions of medicines, keeping track of dosages, particularly outside your area of expertise, is extremely difficult. Patients who get admitted, they come for heart problem, they have so many myriad other problems. So the pharmacists are people who look into the medications in the UK, who flag up inappropriate prescriptions which can have serious interactions, who flag up dosage discrepancies in the wake of either the body weight or creatine clearance or anything else like that. So there is a lot of value added that has been happening because of the pharmacists taking over active role in clinical side.
There's one more field which like I told you, paramedical is a huge. I think inshallah we'll have a session exclusively on paramedical, and with Tanvir sir also getting involved, I will take his time so that he gives the Western perspective of the demand out there. There's one field which we forgot was the cardiac perfusion. Of course, there are challenges with that stream, so that's why I had not included it. But I know some of my own students are doing extremely well. They have done cardiac perfusion care. That's associated paramedical course with us in the cardiac surgical field. So one of the students has just reminded me to speak about paramedical also. I mean the cardiac perfusion technology. It's a very focused, it's a niche area, and that's why there were challenges with jobs. But with ECMO and the technology taking over, I think there is a good scope for students who are dedicated, and inshallah, we should promote it as well. Inshallah, in our future talks, we will keep in mind and include and give a update about what is happening with the cardiac perfusion technology. Uh, yeah, about BSc and diploma in Operation Theatre Technology. If you're from Bangalore, it's available in our colleges, in the government colleges, in most of the government colleges like Victoria, Boring, and Sanjay Gandhi Hospital. And some of these courses are available even in Jayadeva Hospital. It's a BSc course. Again, the admission is through KEA. If you are not looking at joining through KEA with for whatever reasons, if the score you feel is not enough because it's a very competitive entrance even to take this BSc courses. So you can look at private colleges from Oxford, Ramaya, and Alhamdulillah we have our own colleges. That is HBS Hospital has its own college, Shifa has its own college, and inshallah WeCare also is coming up with its own course, its own college for paramedical courses. So these colleges, again, you can email me. I can get in touch with you with the people who are dealing with these courses directly, and the fees is about 30 to 40,000 per year. Alhamdulillah, with our hospitals coming up, there's a lot of job opportunities within the hospitals itself. And few years back, when we were discussing, Tanvir sir is aware, during COVID, we were able to revive these colleges to a large extent. And mashallah, now when we see these operation theater of these colleges, there are so many of these students who have joined the courses in those days. So yes, more details you can ask or email. I'll be happy to share.
I think that's all, Dr. Khan. Jazakumullah khair for your time and sharing knowledge with us. So inshallah, in future also we have further sessions by you. So with this, we close this session. Thanks to all for joining it. Okay, Doctor. Assalamu alaikum.
Jazakallah. Thank you.